A Portland native is giving the gift of life to a total stranger. This is a remarkable story. It's about an organ donation between two people who never even knew each other until now. Our Fox 12 Sarah Hurwitz joins us live in studio. And Sarah, these are former strangers that now have a lasting connection.
Well, yeah, that's right, Bonnie. That connection that these two say is now lifelong, all because of a Portland native who stepped up in a selfless act to help someone who he'd never met. It started about 7 years ago.
I started not feeling very well. I just felt really tired and run down. I was having some pains like in my abdominal areas.
Test results found that California native Brianna Shaw had autoimmune hepatitis, a disease she says that attacks your liver. She went to several specialists who prescribed medication, but nothing seemed to work. She says doctors told her that her liver wouldn't last until the end of her life and that she'd need a transplant. But she was apprehensive about finding a match with a live donor.
I was not open to that just because I felt like if something were to ever happen to that person with them trying to help me, I just don't think I could live with myself.
But that idea rapidly changed when her situation became more dire after a 2-week stint in the hospital. And at the same time that Shaw was trying to find her match, Damian Delaney, who's a Portland native and now lives in California, was getting ready to be a donor for his good friend.
I made an appointment to go see my doctor just to find out what my blood type was. And I told her, I said, if by chance we're a match, we're probably not, but at least let me try.
A few days before the surgery, Delaney says it got called off because his friend's liver started functioning at levels where she didn't need a transplant. Great news, but something still didn't feel right. So as he was leaving the hospital, he says, he turned around and asked to be put on the donor list to help anyone he could.
I just couldn't imagine waking up in the morning being sick and knowing that your health was out of your control, that you were dependent upon another person to step forward.
A few months later, Delaney and Shaw both got the call.
Of course I said yes. I was so excited. I was so shocked. I never thought I would ever get that phone call.
They were a perfect match, but never even met each other.
All I could think about was the donor, who is this person? I just wanted to know everything about them. I feel like it takes a really rare type of individual to want to, make that selfless sacrifice for somebody else.
After the surgery and a rigorous healing and recovery process for both of them, an emotional meeting.
It was a really great meeting. I think, right away, it made everything worth it for me.
I'll never forget it. There's almost no words to really describe the feelings that I had when I first saw Damian. I feel like we'll always be connected.
So lovely talking to both of them today. Delaney says that the surgery took 60% of his liver to give to Shaw. Both have recovered, and Shaw's liver, she says, is now functioning much better. Damian says that he and Brianna now stay in contact and they talk weekly. Reporting in studio tonight, Sarah Hurwitz, Fox 12 Oregon.